Hello hikers, welcome to African Hiker. I'm Anita and I make videos about various hiking trails in Africa and what I come across along the way. We drove from Johannesburg all the way to Etosha National Park in the north of Namibia. Over a period of 3 weeks, we traveled 6,500 kilometers, and each night we set up camp in some of the best campsites in Namibia. The first place we stayed in Namibia was Ice Hot Springs Campsite. We camped here the night before and after hiking the Fish River Canyon. The campsite had a lot of water damage due to the flood that occurred a few months prior. This, however, didn't affect the quality of our stay. We pitched our tents on green grass, well, green enough, and swam in the pools warmed by the hot springs. The rooms are also really nice if you prefer to sleep in a bed after hiking the canyon. Number 2, Canyon Roadhouse. We stopped here after Ice. It is a quirky vintage garage themed accommodation. It is also an honorable mention because we didn't sleep here, but if you're in the area, you have to stop here. We ordered tea and coffee and had some delicious malva pudding before heading off to Luderitz. 3. Duvisep Castle. The story behind Duvisep is a real-life fairy tale. A man builds a castle in the middle of nowhere for the woman he loves. But because it's real life, it ends in tragedy. Once the castle is complete, he has to go back to Germany for the war. And he dies. There are campsites here and you can book a room in the castle, which is what I would have loved to do, but as real life would have it, they weren't open for overnight bookings at that time. Another thing just to note is that I think it's been a while since they've been open, and yeah, it's starting to look a little bit shabby. But also it was built in 1901, so maybe that's just how things look. Number 4, Oasis Campsite, Sossusvlei. Out of all the places to camp near Sossusvlei, Oasis Campsite is the best value for money. I know this because we literally stopped at each campsite, inquiring and comparing. I like the Oasis Campsite because you don't have to pitch your tent in the sand, and you get your own bathroom with a solar geyser and a kitchen sink. We liked it so much that we stayed 2 nights. We spent the day exploring the dunes, and it was heartwarming to come back to the campsite and watch the day turn into night over the desert. Number 5, Tiger Reef Campsite, Swakopmund. We found Tiger Reef out of desperation. We had failed to find a place to stay in Walvis Bay, so we decided to go to Swakopmund since it's bigger and then our odds would be better. This is what you have to do when you don't book anything in advance. All the bathrooms of the campsites we visited were clean, but the one here at Tiger Reef was like extra clean. It glowed. I don't know if it was the lighting or what, but it seemed like you could have like open heart surgery in that bathroom and you'll be fine. A nice feature here is the Tiger Reef Bar and Grill, which is right on the beach. 6. White Lady Lodge, Brandberg. We camped here the night before hiking Namibia's highest peak, Koningstein. Brandberg White Lady Lodge campsite was my favorite because something completely unexpected happened. In the middle of the night, we were visited by an elephant. Yes, an elephant walked by my tent and peed next to the car. Because it was a moonless night, I could only make out her silhouette. I was in complete awe. Even listening to her pee was amazing. It was like oh my gosh. In the morning there was this huge wet spot. I never really knew how big an elephant was until there was nothing between me and an elephant. Guys, they're huge, they're enormous. The campsite has a stone fire pit, sink and bin. The shower is heated by a donkey. It's an outdoor situation. At night I was scared to go here by myself because bugs. Let me know which Namibian campsite you would like to visit. Number 7, Okakuyo Camp, Itosha. So we rocked up at Itosha without a reservation. In our defense, we didn't know we would be coming here. All the rooms were booked. So don't do this, guys. We were lucky that there were still some campsites available, but sure. The campsite is pretty simple and it was pricier than all the other camping spots we went to. But it is Itosha. The evening was spent at the watering hole, and the view from my tent that morning, oh my gosh. Like, just wow. We then took a walk to the tower to watch the sunrise from there. Number 8, Halali Camp Etosha. I was surprised by how empty this campsite was, especially compared to Okakuyo. We basically had the whole campsite to ourselves. This made Halali very appealing to me. The campsite is pretty much the same, but this one had seats, and there was Wi-Fi here that worked. There's Wi-Fi in a lot of places, but whether it works or not, I got a booklet of the birds and the animals in Itosha, and I spent our time in the reserve spellbound by spotting and ticking them off. And I spotted my first lion, like in a nature reserve, in a wild lion. Number 9, Grosbarmen Hot Springs Resort, Namibia. Okakuyo. We arrived in the evening, set up camp, and went straight to the heated pools. The campsite provides the bare necessities. We didn't bring camp chairs, and this road trip taught me that it is nice to have a place to sit that isn't a car seat. In the morning, we packed and headed off. We had a quick peek at what was on the other side. 10. Urban Camp Windhoek. Urban Camp answered our prayers. Ample spots to sit. We sat by the pool, sat on the hammock, sat on that bench over there, and sat to eat at a table. Oh my gosh, and the food was the best from the whole trip. Like, we didn't eat at many restaurants, but out of everywhere where we did eat, Urban Camp was mwah. There's such a vibe here, and as it got later, people showed up just to socialize, meet with friends, have drinks, eat. It was really like a party. And don't worry, there is a curfew. I think for non-campers, they have to leave by, I don't remember what time. And yeah. 11. Quiver Tree Forest Rest Camp, Keetmanshoop. We were nestled in the bush. We pitched our tents at night and didn't see much till morning. Just before sunrise, we took a short walk to the Quiver Tree Forest. And yes, some tree hugging took place. The shower at this campsite was amazing. The water got proper hot. Most of the other campsites had like outdoor showers or those ones with the wide open tops. But this one was in a little stone building, so it got proper hot and steamy in there. It was delightful. And the water pressure, the water was just perfection, absolute perfection. After one of the best showers in my life, we drove back to South Africa. So there you have it, a list of camping spots in Namibia filled with unique things that stood out at each campsite. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.